Have you ever wondered about where your rights as a U.S. citizen come from? Well, they came from a document written more than 220 years ago called the Bill of Rights. Primarily written by James Madison, the Bill of Rights was ratified on December 15th, 1791. This gave every American citizen 10 well-written rights to their name. But it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies giving the citizens their rights. The idea of the Bill of Rights between Federalists and Anti-Federalists caused controversy, and only the 39 delegates out of the 42 signed the Constitution because of the absence of the Bill of Rights. The Federalists had no use of the Bill of Rights and thought it would create a parchment barrier, basically saying that the effectiveness of the rights written on paper would have no true application on the populace. The Anti-Federalists reasoned it would create a protection from a strong central government. Federalists and Anti-Federalists came to a compromise and were open to rights being added to the Constitution, because the several states would only ratify the Constitution on the condition to rights being added. James Madison, the one who drafted the Bill of Rights, used ideas from the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which was written by George Mason, and also wrote from amendments suggested by states ratifying conventions. James Madison in total drafted 19 amendments, which were proposed to Congress on June 8, 1789. The House of Representatives narrowed the 19 down to 17 amendments. Then given to the Senate, they narrowed the 17 to 12 amendments, which were approved on September 25, 1789, and sent to the states. Once all the states reviewed the 12 amendments, 2 were rejected, leaving 10 amendments to be ratified. Those amendments became the part of the Constitution now known as the Bill of Rights. Each right granted every citizen 10 specific things, so let's review. The First Amendment grants each citizen with the freedom of speech, press, assembly, religion, and petition. For example, you can believe in any religion you want to. The Second Amendment states that the right of the people to keep and bear arms. For example, you can own guns and shoot them when appropriate. The Third Amendment says no soldier is allowed to quarter in any private house without consent of owner, nor in the time of a war. For example, if a soldier during war wants to shelter in your house, you can deny them. The Fourth Amendment says warrant or probable cause to search a person's house. For example, if a police comes up and says he needs to search your house, you don't have to let him if he doesn't have a warrant. The Fifth Amendment says to not be a witness against yourself in crime. You can't be tried for the same crime more than once and cannot be deprived of life, liberty, or property. For example, you can refuse to answer any questions as a witness if it would lead to future charges. The Sixth Amendment states the right to a lawyer, impartial jury, and to know who your accusers are and the evidence against you. For example, if you're tried for murder, you can get a lawyer. The Seventh Amendment says right for a jury trial for civil cases in federal court and claims are $20 or higher. For example, you can claim $450 if you think someone owes you it. The Eighth Amendment says excessive bail, fines, and punishments are forbidden, nor unusual or cruel punishments allowed. For example, a judge cannot punish you with being eaten alive by sharks. That is an unusual and cruel punishment. The Ninth Amendment says other rights kept by the people, not mentioned in the Constitution, guaranteed to be protected. For example, you have the right to eat whatever you want, like apples. The 10th Amendment says undelegated powers kept by the state and the people. For example, Colorado made its own amendment saying texting and driving are illegal.